All right, guys, in this video, I wanted to give you guys an update on how my deadlift training is currently going. So this is my deadlift day today on a week two of this training block. This is 573 for four, which was about 33 pounds up from last week where they did 540. This felt easier, which is, pretty typical for me after a week one. Things tend to progressively feel better because I'm less fatigued. Also, I felt my positioning was better here. I was able to get more of my legs involved off the floor because I wasn't like really bloated in my lower abdomen. And sometimes I struggle with that, especially while bulking. As an update, I'm fluctuating between 196 to 198 right now. And my coach pays just increased my calories a little bit. So going to probably see a little bit more upward movement on the scale. I am not the type of person that just gains slowly over time. I tend to gain in chunks, so like 2 or 3 pounds up at a time, just randomly. That's why, I track all my data. So it's like I can know, well, I added in, 100 calories or something like that. And if my body weight spiked up, it's like, whatever, like who cares? Like the goal is to gain weight. You can't micromanage that sort of stuff. But basically doing a lot of high rep volume deadlift work on sumo. Basically for like my actual deadlift work, I would basically classify it as like hamstring, glutes, as well as, specifically deadlift. I'm doing a set of four, and then a two by nine. After that, the disc block with 2 sets of lying leg curls. And then on my secondary deadlift day, doing 3 sets of eight on conventional deadlift with 2 sets of seated leg curls because basically those hit two different areas of the hamstring. On my leg curls, I'm kind of just going until like I notice I can't really control the weight anymore. My hamstrings are extremely fast twitch, so they die out really, really fast. So trust me, these are really, really hard for me. But I had a conversation with my coach Eric about this because my squat's been really consistently going up, and that's honestly been like the biggest increase in my total has been my squat going up over my powerlifting career. But deadlift has been kind of slow. It's been I've definitely made improvements. For my first meet, being up about 72 pounds. But I'm kind of was asking about that. And I was like, do you think like my squat needs to be a certain strength level before my deadlift really goes up? And he was saying probably because my compensation pattern on deadlift tends to be I will have my hips rise up first, and then I'll basically shift loading demand onto my back and hips because my quads are comparatively weak. And so really I'm just kind of just trying to be patient with that, understand that this is going to come with time, and then just trying to be patient with really everything. And one of the things is I think that pacing your progression is a really important thing to do just in general with powerlifting training, but I think especially like as you get bigger and stronger. For me, I need to really build on my deadlift and my squat within that 5 to 7 RPE range. If I go above the 7 RPE, I tend to notice I don't adapt as well. I get literally fatigued from it. And then basically I have like 1 week where I can make a big jump from like an RPE 7 to like a 9 instead of PR. So that's really just my main thing is just like really, I don't really think about RPE during my sets. I think about them after. That's what you should do. I'm just thinking, how hard was that? Like objectively, I would put that, 573 for four, like an RPE 6, which puts my estimated max like a 722 for today, which seems reasonable. I'm just really just trying to think about, okay, where am I at? How is my progression going? So ideally, I want to have a jump next week where that allows me to sort of lower down the fatigue a little bit. So like maybe I maintain the RPE that I did this week, and then I can make a bigger jump. But deadlift is going, overall much better than it was going into the meet I was trying to prep for before. And really, again, it's just been really just looking back at my training, understanding I respond better to higher reps on deadlift, and then just reducing down my accessory workload so I can actually recover and build muscle. I'm not really noticing any body fat gain right now with being, heavier. I feel good. And to be honest with you guys, like I still struggle every now and again with my anorexia demons. But really I've kind of just made the mental choice to like accept the weight gain and just focus on my training performance, just understanding that, if I really want to achieve my genetic potential, I need to long-term be 220, 200, 130 pounds. So I'm 5'11" with my bone structure if I really want to be strong. So just embracing that. And then also, just understanding that I want to get to a point where I feel well fed, recovered, energized, and like I don't feel like that yet. And so, typically when you're gaining weight, there tends to be like a threshold effect where you're going to gain a significant amount of strength, and kind of the weight gain before that is you don't notice much. The guys on the Powerlifting Now podcast are talking about this a little bit. I definitely noticed that's about the case for me. But the reality is that about every 5 pounds I've gained, I've added about 20 points to my dot score. So that's a pretty good trade-off. And so really my whole philosophy with training has always kind of been, and this is what I apply to my clients too, like get really jacked while practicing the powerlifting movements and learning how to train like a powerlifter on those. But I think a lot of times people, nowadays miss out on that bodybuilding aspect and just being jacked and focusing on really learning how to train like a bodybuilder, pushing accessories, just as hard, if not harder, than your compound movements. You can hyper specialize later once you've actually built a lot of muscle. That's sort of my approach for my clients, and that's why they usually see pretty rapid progress, like not only right now but long term, because we would build that base. And again, doing a little bit lower volume, higher intensity, you're going to see like, I'm only really doing a couple sets per exercise. I was hearing Eric Kallenstruck talk about like how to determine whether or not you're a type of person that responds best to higher volume or lower volume. Um, and really, he was talking about like fatigue intrasession, like how fatigued do you get set to set, how tired do you tend to get, or how is your rep performance? And for me, I tend to notice I have a couple good sets, and then past that, I'm like kind of mentally checked out, and I don't really feel like my performance really maintains all that much. And I just get really, really, really tired. So that's why I've chosen to do this. I'm not noticing any muscle loss. I'm just noticing more improvements with my body composition. I feel less crappy outside of the gym, kind of just going off of how I'm feeling. Again, the average muscle group set volume is like 8 to 10 sets. Well, those are it's an RPE 9 on my accessories. So overall, I'm optimistic about things and how they're going to keep trending upward. The biggest thing for me is just I need to keep eating. As long as I can just keep eating and keep training hard, because I already do that hard. And while I'm going to make progress. And the reality about more advanced powerlifting is that progress is less linear and more so comes in spurts. So I'm kind of just waiting for that spurt of progress. And it's going to be randomly one block. It's like I set a 10, 22-pound PR. And you can't get discouraged when things aren't going your way. I had a really big setbacks for the majority of this year, but I'm still here. I'm still making progress. And so you have to have a really strong why behind your training. And my why is just because this is what saved my life. This is my passion. I love training. It's a highlight of my day. And so even if things are going well, it's like still gonna be like 70-year-old in the gym just getting a sick pump, when I can't set PRs. And that's why I'm confident that as long as I just keep doing what I have to, doing my job, I'll be able to, deadlift 800 pounds one day. So that's sort of the overview of my current deadlift training. If you guys have any questions, just ask in the comments below.